What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react to some Europe versus USA memes. So, today I want to check out some of these funny random pictures with text on them, also known as memes. And these memes are all about what life is like in Europe compared to what life is like here in the United States. So let's take a look at some of these. Starting with this is a meme about coffee. It says, over the span of a decade on this side of the pond, gradually transitioned from drinking large coffees to single and double espressos? Not sure what it means, but it's a thing. Is this a thing? Is it true that in Europe you guys only drink espresso? And okay, it says good morning, what a real American drinks on the left versus what a European drinks on the right. Wow. I mean, is it a size thing? Like, are our coffees just that much bigger? Or I don't know that much about espresso, to be completely honest. Isn't it a lot more concentrated? So isn't that why it's smaller? But on the other hand, I think drink sizes in the United States are known for being bigger. So I don't know what this is trying to say. Is this trying to say that drinking espresso is just better than drinking giant coffees? Is that true? Is that a thing? Or do you drink a bit of everything in Europe? I don't know, but we certainly are dependent upon coffee here in the US. And people, I mean, the coffees are gigantic. It almost like fills you up like a meal in the morning. It's kind of nice. You get kind of addicted. That little tiny espresso, does that do it for you? Like, I don't know. According to this person, yes. Interesting comparison there. This says American logic versus European logic. Oh, geez. Okay, here we go. American logic is month on top of day on top of year. European logic is day on top of month on top of year, which creates a very pleasing triangle. I see. I think I understand now. This is making fun of how Americans say the date. Our date format doesn't make any sense. There's no logic. I just noticed in the meme, logic is in quotes for the American. Yeah, and the triangle kind of symbolizes how, like, the order of day, month, year goes in like ascending, quantities of measuring time. A day, then a month is bigger than that, and then a year is bigger than that. I'm not even going to argue with this one. I protested a little bit with the coffee, like, coffee, espresso, you like what you like. There's some, you can be a little subjective there, but this is just objectively makes more sense, the European logic with the date format. All right, you got it out of me. There you go. Freaking meme using logic and reasoning, and we don't like that here in the US. You're reasoning. You're making sense. Okay, this meme says European architecture versus American architecture. You know what? You know what's funny to me about this? It's so absurd and yet so accurate. This might be the most perfect meme. On the left, you have European architecture, beautiful, old, a history to it. Like, beautiful craftsmanship. I don't know if this is like a castle somewhere. Then on the right, it's I have often thought about how America doesn't have any like historical cool architecture. Like Europe, a lot of European countries have a long history and lots of cool stuff in the which includes architecture and buildings. And in America, where we are not a very old country, and most of our breakthroughs in architecture are, yeah, like chicken places where the restaurant looks like a chicken. That actually looks pretty good. This is I I approve this one. I'm not even mad at this one. That's just true, and I like it. This one says a Big Mac in the United States is $5.66. Yeah, I mean, it looks like this tweet or whatever this is. This was posted like 5 years ago. A Big Mac is more than $5 now, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, that's a different story altogether. Big Mac is 5.66. A Big Mac in Denmark is 4.90. How is that possible? For one thing, Denmark obviously doesn't even use US dollars. So I guess we're converting it to US dollars. And why would it be? McDonald's is supposed to be like the most American company, like ever. And yet we're getting ripped off compared to Denmark? What's going on here? And it says a McDonald's worker in Denmark makes $22 an hour. Jeez. Gets 6 weeks of annual vacation, gets a union, gets 1 year paid family leave. Oh, geez. Gets life insurance and a pension? This is making me depressed. This meme isn't even funny. This is just making me feel bad. In America, the same worker gets $9 an hour with no benefits. True. Now, I mean, if it's at McDonald's, you probably get health care coverage. So that's something. That is that even good that we need that and that it's tied to our job? Probably not. But Denmark sounds awesome. That's what do a lot of European countries have like amazing benefits and amazing minimum wage pay like this? Because we definitely don't have this figured out in the US, and I think a lot of Americans don't even realize how much we're getting screwed compared to, like, for jobs and pay and benefits compared to European countries. I don't even think, like, a lot of Americans even realize we should be upset. Because once you, like, read about stuff like this as an American, it really messes with you, to be honest. All right, before any further existential dread sets in, we move on to Europeans. I've found this cool coffee shop nearby, 10-minute walk. Walk! Ha! What is that? What does that mean? 10-minute walk? How do you pronounce 10-minute walk? What is that word? Walk. Americans, this place nearby is so amazing, and it's just a 2-hour drive. Okay, that is an exaggeration, but I understand what this meme is saying. In Europe, what's close to you is, for one thing, it sounds like measured in walking time. Like, you guys actually walk places, which is amazing. And the United States isn't even built for walking. You can't walk places from your home. I suppose you could drive somewhere and walk around, but in big cities that's normal. But in a lot of American towns and regular smaller cities, that's like weird. If I saw somebody walking, I would almost think they're having troubles. That's how weird walking is here. So we think about things in driving time, because we drive everywhere. So somewhere a 2-hour drive away is not considered close. That would be like a cool day trip to do something 2 hours away. But if you have a cool place nearby, 20-minute drive would probably be the max, which is way, way, way further than if you're a 20-minute walk, you can only get so many miles. So it's true that I think in the US, like, we do think places that are 20 miles away are close, or yeah, I get what that is saying. That's an interesting difference for sure. This says the Europeans, we can fit cars, buses, and electric trains on a street built to be just wide enough for two horse-drawn carriages in very dense parts of the city. Is that why? Because I've heard European streets are very narrow. I've seen videos of some roads in the UK, and it's scary how narrow they are. Is it because it's historical, like built for horses and carriages? Is that what it is? Oh. And in Europe, you've acclimated to using that for cars and buses and modern trains and but in the US it says Americans, you want to put a bus route on this 6-lane suburban road? We're going to need at least 2 more lanes for that. Okay, for one thing, this is not accurate because there would not be a bus. Bus there are hardly any buses. And again, if you're taking the bus, people think you're having troubles. For one thing. Um, and I mean, here in the U.S., we do have 4-lane highways, like that's interstates. That's literally true. I didn't realize that was so strange. Is that strange? I'm sure you have multi-lane roads in Europe, at least driving between countries, right? But yeah, here in the U.S., it is like everywhere, and yeah, if we're gonna put a bus route, you need more space. You can't have too much space in the U.S. We are definitely used to that, and it is a crutch. Like, what is a normal road in Europe would scare me. I'll say that. I'm pretty sure. It says Europeans. I'm back from vacation. My 6 month catching up on emails period starts today. Huh? What do you mean? When you get back from vacation. What is that? What is vacation? What does that mean? Just kidding. Even in the US, we get a couple days of vacation every year. Um, but when you get back to work, you're expected to work. There's no catching up period, or maybe like you have a day. You have a day to catch up. Not 6 months. That's an exaggeration. For sure. Come on. What? Americans, I'm back from vacation. Have you seen the email I sent at 3 a.m. on Sunday? Oh my god. A lot of these memes do make it sound like here in the US, we're just like driving ourselves into the ground, into an early grave. We definitely don't have a good work life balance, not a good work culture here in the US. Not just because of the lack of benefits, but from the expectation that for plenty of jobs in the US, yeah, like your boss might pester you after work. They might have your phone number. They might text you, email you. And now responding at 3 a.m. on the weekend, I'm sure there are Americans where that's expected, but that's not the standard. But clearly, you guys have it more balance with the work and life in Europe. Clearly, based on this. Geez. There haven't been many memes here making the US look good. I will say that. This says, what I've learned from the most recent America versus Europe discourse is that Americans go to the store looking like this, and Europeans go looking like this? What? Okay, I mean, to be real here, to be fair, there are a lot of Americans, especially young people, who go to the grocery store in like they will wear pajamas sometimes, or sweatshirts, sweatpants. It's very, very casual. Is that what this is saying? That we wear our pajamas? That's not like normal, but it's not crazy either. You see it. In Europe, in Europe, you're just dressed up in your greatest King Henry VIII like ballroom attire. What is that? This is what Americans imagine Europeans dress like for fancy events. Not necessarily going to the store. So Europeans think we dress like that, and we think you dress like that. The truth lies somewhere in the middle, I suppose. Americans, our culture is so hopelessly fractured and polarized. There's no longer anything that binds us together. Geez, this was written in 2020, and it's more relevant than ever right now, funny enough. Europeans, I could tell you were American by the way you walk. What? Why is one like being very real about like the state of America and our society on the decline and fractured, and the Europeans are just thinking, I can tell you're American by your walk. What does that mean? How do we walk? How do we walk? Do we walk funny? Now I'm insecure. Now I'll always wonder, how do we walk? What does that mean? There's an American walk? Ah, boy. Americans only think it's the end times when it's happening to them, not when it's happening to others. For decades. Geez, I didn't know we were going to get like all philosophical on me. Why are memes like so profound sometimes? What the heck is going on? Absolutely true, actually, the more I think about it. In broadly speaking, in the US, we don't think about anything unless it happens in the US or if it happens to us. Even though there's an entire world of countries and politics and news and events happening every day, including the end times, we don't tend to bother caring about it or knowing about it until it's happening to us. Much to our detriment, because there's so much we could learn from the rest of the world and benefit. But anyway, maybe that's getting too philosophical, but I think it's absolutely true. Geez, these memes will really make you think. So with that, I think that's a good place to stop. These were very interesting, mostly, to be honest, kind of like ripping on the US more than Europe. And even sadder, a lot of them I couldn't even really argue with, because it's like, yeah, like Europe does have better work-life balance and like benefits, and you do say the date in a better way. It's hard to argue with some of these. So with that, there you go. I'll give this to Europe today, I think. You probably won this meme battle. I'll give you that. So anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on any of these Europe versus USA memes. That'd be interesting to hear about, especially from the European point of view. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to European things I've never seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.